use vernacular, and we also use English service and Radio Taifa. Why? At one point or the other, however educated you are, you at one point or the other listen to your vernacular language. And I am so happy that Professor is going to be giving us resource persons who can speak in vernacular. Part of the problem we face is complicating information. But when you dissect it into small, communicable language, in Kikuyu, in Doluo, in whichever language you speak, the people understand better. Professor and the university has a lot of data, but that data can only be data if it is kept in the stores. But when you release it, it helps the society. That, to me, radio is very powerful. At one point or the other, research shows that one listens to a radio at one point or the other when you are not asleep. And even some of us, when you wake up, the first place you go is switch on the radio. So radio is extremely powerful. We appreciate the partnership with Nairobi University because, number one, we are neighbors. That is very important. We are neighbors. When neighbors, kukiwa na moto hapa KBC, the first people to help us is the University of Nairobi. If there is a problem here, the community here in KBC will come first before the others come. And KBC is delighted to partner with the University of Nairobi. We have always worked together in different projects. Through this partnership, we hope to continue growing together in mutual relationship that has always existed. Women in both formal and informal sector will be at an advantage as they will be able to access information that has not been available to them in the recent past. The hub is geared towards women movement and self-mobilization for the women economic empowerment. KBC boasts of the widest coverage in this country. We are in every part of this country, both TV and radio. And through this partnership, the wide number of our audience will be able to enjoy the benefit of this program. We hope this is the first engagement, but many more will come. Let's work together as an institution called KBC, as University of Nairobi. We work together to empower the women of this country. I'm so proud that this is coming a day after the Mother's Day. Thank you very much.
Our republic. Actually, there wasn't any other voice. This. So even as we collaborate with them, we believe that they are still the voice of Kenya. Obviously, this other one is just for administrative purpose, a corporation, so that people start to see it's a from a private perspective. But the Kenyans, it's your government voice, yeah. And therefore, it has the necessary credibility when these messages are aired through that forum. Everybody believes that is the position and the direction the government is taking now, yeah, as opposed to another forum where it may be taken like it is the journalists who think that way, yeah. So this is an appropriate choice to cooperate with the voice of Kenya, to bracket Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Madam Jesse, dealing with the issues of women empowerment, the problem of women empowerment, I would consider it as one of the wicked problems or a messy problem that doesn't have one single line of solution. That there is some one person who can just say this is it and we fix it. And fixing it requires collaboration. And therefore collaborating with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is key to beginning to get to the root of the problem and beginning to look for a long-lasting solution. And obviously what the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation brings is the issue of the sharing of knowledge so that there can be a debate, a discussion, some ownership in the nature of the problems, and so that everybody, so there is definitely a sustainable way of resolving this problem in the long lasting, because there is ownership. So we could continue to talk here, we publish good papers, we call for conferences, but that is different from when it is said from the radio or TV, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, into bracket VOK. For many people, when they hear it from the radio, they just say the radio said, and that means it must be vetted information, it must be authentic information, it must be information that can be relied upon, even to form a debate for people to discuss. When it is in a conference, in a symposium, it is seen like it is for those ones who met there, who gathered there to discuss. So this is very appropriate for us, and I think, in my view, was quite strategic for the for Women Empowerment Hub to have selected KBC as a collaborator. And the University of Nairobi runs this program within about 10 thematic areas. And in each of these areas, there are issues of empowerment that need to be addressed, whether it is in health, where we have the programs in health, and we have a big faculty and the expertise in issues health in this university. It's actually located in one of its campuses, allowed the Kenyatta National Hospital, the major referral hospital, where all issues of health are brought. Whether it is empowering women in engineering, we have. In fact, I was surprised recently when we were giving the awards, university awards, that most of those who are getting those awards, even in engineering, were women. And so we are beginning to see signs of women being empowered, so that as we are designing structures or buildings, that the issue of gender are also considered. So that's another huge thematic area. We have architecture, or designing of buildings, as well as arts and design as a thematic area. We have education as a thematic area, where we train teachers who go to teach primary and secondary schools, particularly secondary schools and TVET educations, and they can carry from what they learn from here, they can carry the message to the young girls in schools and what it is, and guide them and mentor them. So there is an avenue within this, even we are thinking about empowerment. Science and technology is another thematic area. We run these universities and in its own campus, where we have mathematics, computer, biology, geology, all those clustered together. We have business and management science, where Professor Kinoti comes from there. When you think about all those issues of procurement and value chain, they are the ones who teach them. Who teach those things, value chain management and project management. We have the issue of law, where Professor Collins Odote comes from as a thematic area. And there are, even as you hear Professor Ajiko saying, there are things of policy, there are issues of addressing registration. So we have the expertise in the university, from the student to those doing undergraduate, doing masters, doing PhD, and the faculty, to address these issues wholesomely. Agriculture is a big area. We have a faculty of agriculture, which is located about 13 kilometers from here. And we are talking about issues of food security, issues of climate change, issues of land management, etc. under that. And also veterinary sciences on livestock. 80% of this country is arid and semi-arid lands. So livestock is key. And we have women in those areas Those animals belong to the men, but many times they are the one who milk them to get the milk to feed their children. And when they feed their children, their brains evolve better when they have access to proteins. And we know this now. But those animals, when they are taken away for grazing, away from where the women are and the children, then the women are disempowered, definitely. So the faculty of veterinary medicine and the land resource management are another thematic area that would help also in addressing this issue of women empowerment. The dean has spoken from Arts and Social Sciences, where this Center for Women Empowerment Hub is located. And again, there are so many cross-cutting issues, whether it's from sociology and community and social work, whether it is in anthropology, whether it's in literature. All aspects are also located there. So the University of Nairobi is structured appropriately to address this problem. And Wajiko has access to the leadership of these thematic areas, who are the deans, where we have the researchers, and we have the teachers who are teaching, we have the students, and therefore when they needed, even for issues of doing projects in this line, and guiding, and it's possible to ensure that knowledge is generated fast enough, needed even for issues of doing projects in this line, and guiding, and it's possible to ensure that knowledge is generated fast enough to begin to consolidate the way we address this issue of women empowerment. So I think to some extent, in my view now, there is some strategy, and there is a way, and when we have a partner like yourself, who is a strong partner, we have now we have the better convening power when we say that we are working with the Bureau and Malaria Against Foundation to solve this problem of Women Empowerment Hub. I believe that many people would be willing and ready to collaborate with us. So you add so much value to us as a university, and we believe that also we add value to you as well, and also to Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. And that way we work together stronger. So with those remarks, maybe I ask you to say something, and then we go back the program to the facilitator. Please.